This is Ben for Beyond Pixels, and I'm here with
Richard Alexander.
Okay, so could you tell us about which game you're here for and a few words about the game?
Sure. So I'm the associate producer at Reflection Studio, working with Massive on The Division for Ubisoft. Yeah, it's an online open-world RPG, and we're very happy to bring it here to Game City in Vienna.
Okay, yeah, that sounds like the perfect elevator pitch, like all the words you just dropped here, like massive multiplayer online RPG, that all sounds really good. I saw that you're focusing on multiplayer this year, because last year we just had a glimpse of that, so how important is the multiplayer component in the game?
It's very important. I mean, like, obviously we've brought it here is to show off, because it is such an important part of the game. It's the Dark Zone, so that's like kind of at the center of Manhattan, and you kind of go in there seamlessly from kind of the normal open world into the PvP area, and then yeah, you'll be able to take on other players and get some epic loot. Okay,
so like it's a whole different zone where the PvP happens. So if you don't want to be confronted with other players, you just stay in the other zones and then you're fine?
Absolutely. I mean, the thing is, it is a social game at its heart, and you will have social areas, you know, kind of where you can group up with your friends, and then, hey, let's go and take some activities or some missions together in the open world, but then you can seamlessly just go straight into the Dark Zone. I mean, you can see from the demo that we have today that you just literally hop a wall and you're in, and then you're taking on other players, and you can do that alone or with friends as well.
That sounds really great. So, if you had to name a few games that inspired you for The Division, like gameplay-wise, what would that games be?
Well, obviously inspiration kind of comes from everywhere. I mean, I couldn't talk like, you know, specific examples, but obviously the game is a Tom Clancy game, and it's Tom Clancy's The Division, and with Tom Clancy comes the sort of expectation, you know, because it's a really huge, important series, and other games like it. So, you know, you will have that kind of Clancy tactical, you know, it is a third-person shooter as well, so you know, you'll have a lot of those elements in The Division because it's a Clancy game.
Okay, so with Tom Clancy there also comes like a special kind of story and like a cross between futuristic and maybe not so scientific, but also like rooted in reality at its base. So how does the background story for The Division work?
So the story is that you're going in is that on Black Friday, a virus, a pandemic, like hit New York. You know, it brought society to its knees. It kind of was like a house of cards. You know, you pull one out and, you know, all society crumbles. This is set a few weeks after that pandemic has hit, and you're going in there as a Division agent activated. So a Division agent is someone who just lives in society, you know, just like me and you walking around, and then they get the call, it's like you're activated, and then, like, you know, I'm super agent sort of thing, you know, I was ready, I was just, you know, part of society, and now I'm going to go and take it on and try and save New York. So you play that character who's going to come back in and pick New York up and save the day. Okay, and
like concerning New York, how big is the map in the game? Is it like just parts of Manhattan? Is it the whole of Manhattan, or how big?
So I can't go into specific sizes of the map, but it is a huge chunk of New York. I mean, it's a huge area to play. I mean, not only do you have kind of the street level in New York, but obviously you're going to have that verticality as well, because you know, the big buildings in New York, so you're going to be going in and out of buildings as well as the streets. So it's a huge game space. I mean, obviously we have the heart of Manhattan being the Dark Zone and the surrounding areas of the game map, which are kind of the traditional kind of open world.
Okay, so that's kind of a personal question for myself. Can you walk over the Brooklyn Bridge? Because I'm in love with the bridge, and I love games where you can actually like go.
Right. Okay. Well, that's a very unique question. I'll say. I'm sorry that I cannot answer it today. Okay. But obviously, with kind of it being New York, there are kind of things in there that you expect to see. You know, you want to go in there and you want to feel like you're in New York. It can't just feel like any other city, because it's so iconic. You know, we're all familiar with it from movies and, you know, like TV shows and stuff like that. So, you know, kind of bringing that feeling, that realism that also is like part of the Clancy series to New York is really important. So we obviously, the game is coming out like March 8th, and I mean, you'll have to see, and unfortunately I'm sorry I can't.
Okay, so you're gonna not crush my dreams, but there's hope, you say. Yeah, okay. Like, when you do such an iconic city as New York, like, which also people who've never been to New York, they just know it, like from TV, from movies, from books. New York is like one of the most iconic cities. So is your approach to like condense it a little, or do you like work from real life map footage?
So there is a lot of research that goes into the game, absolutely. You know what I mean? Like we go out to New York, we like to get a real feel for the city. You know, rather than just looking at maps and stuff, we experience it, because it's, as much as it's about looking at pictures, it's like that essence of New York, that it brings. So it's really important to us. Saying that it's a game, so it's not one for one. It's not going to be like, I know this street, and if I go 3 feet left, I'm going to arrive at this place. Because it's a game, we have to kind of stay true to like gameplay, as well as like, so obviously super important to a game. So it's kind of that making sure the gameplay is right, but also that you have that kind of feeling of New York, and you know where you are, and hey, I remember this place from New York, and I know where this place is. But at the same time, having a great game experience.
That sounds really promising. Is there like anything you'd like to add for our viewers that they definitely have to know about the game before they get their hands on it in spring?
Sure. I mean, the game is like I said, online RPG, open world. You're going to be getting a character, customizing that character, leveling it up, going through the game seamlessly through into the dark zone, getting loot there, bringing that back, equipping that to your character, and building it up as part of your journey to take back New York. We have a first beta on Xbox One coming on this December, and you can sign up to there and go to our website and get a taste of the game and pre-order it, and that'll guarantee you access to the beta as well.
Okay, so the only thing left is to thank you very much for this interview, and then I'm gonna go and hopefully play some of the game.
Awesome. Yeah, get it played. Thank you very much. It's a pleasure. Yeah, thanks. Cheers.
Thank you.